Hello guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about millennials and how to handle them. First of all, we must have to know who are the millennials. Millennials means the community which born in between 1980 and 1994. That means average people who are around 25 to 39 years of age. Millennials also considered as a generation Y. If you take four generations in the workforce, you can consider generation Z, millennials, or else generation Y, generation X, and baby boomers. Baby boomers means 19 people who born between 1944 to 1964. That means averagely 55 to 75 years of age. So majority of them are pensioners now. Then the next set is Gen X, or else born between 1965 to 1979. That means people who are between 40 to 54 years of age. Then comes Millennial. That means most of the community who are using Facebook, YouTube, or who born with this technology. They are actually born in 1980, in between 1980 to 1994. Then the generation Z, or else the latest generation, that means born between 1995 to 2015, age of 4 to age of 14 years old. When we talk about millennials, there are a couple of specialties among them. First thing is they are one of the highest spender in the community, or in this, among all these generations, they are one of the highest spenders. Why I'm saying like that is they care about their look rather than everything else, and they born with this technology, so they brought up with this technology, so they are very good at with this technology. They spend money on experience, that means to travel, enjoy life and everything. Managing millennials is an art. So if you master in this art, you can easily manage this community, because if you take current workforce, majority of them are from millennials, so people who are born in between 1980 to 1994. So for that, we have to make sure as a manager, or as a part of this managing group, you to manage them properly. So the first thing, when you talk about first rule is to have a strong company culture, because as I told you, for the millennials, they want proper culture. They love to being nurtured in a proper culture. They cherish the culture over everything. So basically millennials are not brand loyal, so that means they can move to anywhere, but they cherish, or above everything, they cherish the happiness and the working in a proper or the good culture. So let them to show their true talent. So you have to make sure your culture is nurturing them, and then they always have to prefer better work culture over the money. So to retain them, you have to make sure that you give them a proper culture. So the next point is they actually willing to learn more and work hard, so you have to nurture this nature of them. So the next thing is that with the millennial only, this flexible covers, work from home, and all these concepts came in, because those companies identified that to work with millennials, best trick is to understand their requirements. So they understood their requirements, so they bring it up flexi working hours, then they bring it up all this work from home concepts and everything. Then their dedication is high. If the culture is good, they can work hard, they will work overnight, they don't worry about the timing and everything, they don't worry about clock in, clock out or anything. So use it properly. So have a good company culture which support them to the way they want to work, and nurture their requirements and everything. So to have it will be give a better chance to retain them and to deal with them. So the next point is what we are going to talk is work-life balance. As I told you in the previously, they are very dedicated, they will work hard, they don't worry about clocking time, clock out time, but at the same time they need work-life balance. So for millennials, basically majority of them, they like to experience experience more, so they need to experience different kind of a thing. So they love to travel, they want to see the world, they want to try different things. So this is with this concept, actually, if you can see in some of these offices, they bring these climbing walls, they bring different activities to the work location, they change entire work location, and they let them to take holidays. Even some companies actually forcing their employees to take holidays every year end. They don't want to encash their leaves, they just push them to have leave, because these concepts came up with all these millennials. So, and the other thing, they know that they can work from home, they can work from distance location, so they are always willing to take this risk and go and have a better work-life balance. So in your organization, if you don't allow give them enough work-life balance, there is a high chance those millennials will leave your organization and will join with any other organization, even maybe for a lower salary, but still they have a better work-life balance, or will treat them well to enjoy their life the way they want. Next point is provide leadership and the guidance. So that means millennials don't like to micromanage them like in the previous generation. So what you have to do is, when you are dealing with them, to support them, give them proper guidance. As a leader, provide all sort of a guidance to them, but not micromanaging. So they don't like this traditional authority structure. This is why, if you can understand that the previous generation culture, when you work with them, it goes always madam, mr, like that way concept. But with the millennials, they go with the first name, they talk everybody in a first name. It doesn't matter how old are you, how young are you, they don't care about it. They will sit with you, they eat you, they don't worry about the position or anything, but just they worry about how good they will teach me, how good they will support you. And it's like, when you're working with millennials, it's respect, give and take. So if you respect them enough, if you teach them, if you support them, they will respect you back. So to work with millennials, if you give them a long list of tasks to do finish in day, they will never do that. So the best way is give them goals, like you have to do these things on a this time period, complete this task in a this time period. Like that way, you have to give them goals, and they are more goal oriented. So let them to let them to have these goals, and you have to make sure that you are managing them in the way they want, which is easy to enhance their performance. Next thing is tech savvy. All of these millennials, I mean, if you take majority of them, 99% are very highly tech savvy. So they have a good ability to go through with any sort of these cloud systems. Then again, any sort of app, you take YouTube, Instagram, anything, they will move around. Other than that, even any sort of SRP system, anything, they can easily learn about it. So this is one of the good thing, and they are not afraid of this artificial intelligence or the chatbots, automation, anything. They are not afraid. They wanted to learn more through that. So use it properly. If you try to stop using smartphone, that will become a big problem in there, because they don't feel like freedom, and working uh, with the freedom, they don't feel it in that way. So what you have to do is let them to use it, but use it in a better way. So you can adapt for using WhatsApp. You can have a WhatsApp group to inform them instead of go to them and tell them, or else you can have a different sort of a platforms like uh, Google Drive system or the cloud system to share your details like that. So make it wisely, use it wisely. That's what you have to do, instead of blocking them from that. Use it to enhance their performance. So next point, what we are going to talk about, recognition, to give them proper recognition. Millennials don't accept like big awards, employee of the month, like that. They don't only expect on that. So easiest thing is, what you can do is like say simple thank you, good job you have done, is more than enough for them. So they need to have this recognition of what they have done. Like in a previous generation, if you have done a job, okay, so you think as, if you think as a manager, no, that is their job, that's all. So I don't have to say thank you or great job or anything. That is their job, they're supposed to do that while they are here. No, it's not like that. So what you have to do is like, if you have great job, this is what I expected, so tell those simple words, that's more than enough for them. So millennials need this sort of a recognition in their work environment. That means they start feeling that they are part of that group. So you have to make sure that creating that culture. So have a validation for their work, then have a recognition for them, reinforce them, and give them constant compliment. This is what you have to do to improve their performance. Sixth point, what we are going to talk about is to have a succession plan, always have a future for them. So generally, all these millennials are very hardworking, committing, and they want to reach for certain goals in their life. So it's not the money, but it's about certain goals in their life. So they need to have if they don't feel that they have a good future in this organization, they don't feel very welcome on that, so they start leaving the organization and joining other organization where it has a great culture. So this is again related with the culture. So what I can suggest you is, have a good performance management system, to recognize them, welcome them, then they have a good succession planning in there. So if you can have a greenfield structure analyzation, then you can put them on the slots and all. You can talk to them, okay, this will be your career path. If you do like this will be your career path. You can go on this way. So this is how we are treating you, this is how we need to we will be supporting you, and this is what you have to do to achieve this task. So show them that where they will be. And at the same time, be transparent. If you feel that they are not good enough to do in job, you have to be open and tell them, right, see, you are doing these parts very well, but still I don't that much comfortable with your talent or your ability to manage a team like this. So like that, be transparent. This is one of the very good way to handle them. Instead of giving them empty promises, oh, we'll see in the next year, don't worry, I'll try to do something. Instead of that, if you can tell them, no, see, this is what the problem with you, this is what I wanted you to do, this is what you are doing, so let's work it like that way. So give them a realistic promise and support. As a leader, support them so they will be with you for a long time. This is the trick what you have to follow. Next thing is collaboration. That means you have to work them together. So with these millennials, very recently, like couple of years back, they introduced this open space office concept and everything, because millennials like to work with the team. So they are very much encouraged and very much happy to work with a couple of peers with together, and they know that when they make decisions, they talk to each other, they are very much comfortable on that. So use that properly. So have an open office concept in your office, instead of having just cubicles and all. If you have open office concept and have some place where everyone gets sit together, talk and make a decision, something like that, so that is better for the millennials, because they wanted that nurturing, that to make them to feel that they are a part of one of the larger groups. So create that culture, which is very easy to handle them. Then the next point is trust them, allow them, and make them as a leader. So as I told you, have a succession plan, make sure that they can be in leadership position. Don't worry about their attitude will be changed when you groom them properly. So don't worry about the way they dress, don't worry about the time they are coming to office. They will if you give them enough responsibilities, they will act as per the responsibility. So show them and hold their hand and carry and take them to the position. They will do that properly. So don't just put them back, hold them back, no, they are coming late, they don't work, but you never see that they are not coming on time to the office, but they at the same time they are not leaving office on time. They will work very hard and they will work till the last moment, and they will finish somehow the job and go. So cherish that moment. Just don't worry about that they only they are not the way they dress or anything. Just worry about the work what they can do, and they can be a better leader because they came through all these other burdens. They grew up with a very challenging environment, so surrounding they have a huge competition, so they wanted to be best out of everything. So let them to have it. You support them. You can actually be a part of their team and become a mentor or coach to them. So when you have a collaboration point, like have a team meeting, working as a group and everything, you become a mentor and the coach to them. Then you can easily identify who can be a born leader, who's having leadership skills, and so for them, support them to increase it. So these are the actually key 8 points I need to discuss with you about that working with millennials. I believe you got something important in this video, and make sure to subscribe us before you are leaving. So I invite you to add your comments in our comments box based on your experience with these points. Thanks a lot. We'll meet up with another video.